I move that over to here. I believe we are live.
You're leaving?
We indeed leave a.
It seems weird that Yellen isn't the one doing it.
Yeah. But I mean, sometimes it has to be done. The call must be answered.
Should be fine. Probably.
Let's see. Oh, I did speak about this. Oh, hold on. Ah, thank you for the resub. I did speak about this literally last night, but there's this one YouTube channel that I've been watching recently who he makes what if scenarios with the Persona crew teams. Like which Persona characters would survive a fight against a bear? Who would survive Five Nights at Freddy's? A zombie apocalypse? All interesting. Some of these are obvious though, like I guess obviously beats the bear. There is no world with that does not happen. Also, she's the win button for the zombie apocalypse, unsurprisingly.
That is an interesting thought experiment.
Hmm. I need to find the videos again, but the next one he's going to do that he's still working on is the Persona characters in Danganronpa. And like my immediate thought is Akechi gets blamed by the P5 team as soon as someone dies. Like, as soon as the body is found, they all say Akechi in unison.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, was it assuming, like, pre or post
Mm.
the catching incense?
I mean, I think it's after all of the games have taken place, so you know what Akechi is about at this point. I'm just imagining the conversation. Akechi, oh what, because someone ends up dead, you just all assume the guy that has killed maybe once or twice? Yes!
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, Akechi has killed a lot of people. Since technically speaking, the mental breakdowns and shutdowns were all his doing, weren't they? Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy said it himself. He wanted to be a cop just to get a gun.
Mm. Of all the people that should be cops, Akechi is not one.
Now we just gotta hit some of them against each other and see how it goes.
Mm. I also feel like it could be a fun running joke that every time in the Danganronpa scenario, someone ends up dead, everybody looks at Akechi. You could exploit that. Like, not kill anyone till the very, very end of the scenario.
It'll eventually become what's that, like the kids Scooby-Doo show where they keep putting red herring for everything.
Hmm. But you sound kind of quiet.
That's not, I sound kind of quiet.
No, Broaden.
it could just be my audio. I'll try to fix that, but it's fine.
Alright.
You could probably just turn me up, if anything.
I think I have you maxed. Like, I'm pretty sure I have you at 200%. I double checked.
How about now? Test 1, 2, 3 test.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay, yeah, it did run. I was not sure if the ad ran or not, but it did in fact run.
Just waiting on the ad.
Oh no, it finished up. I wasn't sure if it did or not, but yeah, it's done. We good.
Alright.
So, I guess I'll start with, for chat, you may notice some people are missing. Hoshi is currently on vacation, and Yell was feeling under the weather. So, it'll just be us here tonight. And with that said done, who would like to do the recap?
I can try to give the best I can. I don't know if anyone needs the inspiration, though.
I do not.
I could use the inspiration.
You always say that.
I know.
Stop it.
I can't help it. It's fun.
Maybe at the very end of the game, if I still have my inspiration, or if we all have our inspirations, we'll give one to you, Draco.
Interesting.
And we think it'll be a monkey's paw for us, but it'll really be a monkey's paw for you. Do you really want to use it on the enemy, or do you want to use it to save one of your favorite NPCs? The choice is yours.
True. It'll depend how everything plays out for sure.
You really, it's good. You had Strahd, re-rolled the save last turn, but looks like Quinby just, critically failed this other save. He's gonna just get absolutely destroyed. He could have saved him. Oh well.
It's true. Like, I mean, all things considered, I love my characters, but if I think it'll be narratively interesting, I might let something happen. On the other hand, I do want to use Quinby at some point, so I might save him in the absolute worst case scenario, but we'll see how the dice roll.
That makes sense. Alright, so who wants to give the recap? Quite a bit has happened last time.
Well, doesn't seem like many takers, so I guess the floor is yours.
Okie dokie. Let me see if I can remember what happened last time. It is honestly kind of a little tricky to remember, but I'll give to my best efforts. What was I honestly cannot remember what happened in the first chapter because I think I joined a little later on. I guess my consciousness was there a little later, but I know at some point in one of the chapters we were looking for sorry, I'm like really bad with the names right now. We're looking for someone. Strahd sent us up to a monastery. While we were exploring there's just a bunch of sleeping monks. But we were easily found out because there was a vow of silence that all the monks took, and Clover, being disguised as one of the monks, broke that vow. I don't know. It was a little confusing. But we did eventually find the guy, and well, we told Strahd, "Oh, this is the guy you're looking for." We beat him to it each of his lives. Strahd kidnapped him. Clover found this weird curse ring. I don't really know too much about it, but it was something. It had to do with that. I think it was spellbound this sort of ice and hate. Let's see, after that, we did explore a little more the monastery. And we found that in the final room there was was it a clay golem or an iron? It was an iron golem. We fought the iron golem, and inside a really tough chest to crack was a manual of clay golems. But I think after that, then we returned all those artifact items that we found. Well, the ring and the book, those disappeared. I apologize if I do not remember too much about what happened. It's a little hazy going in and out of the books.
That's fair. So, stuff you missed. Strahd disguised himself as Vasily von Holtz in the book to communicate with someone who is the ancestor of Fiona Watcher. Excuse me. Watcher. And she told you where Leo Delisnia, the guy who betrayed Strahd and Sergei, technically by extension, and caused him to become a vampire, basically, through his betrayal of them all, was. And the reason why she was so interested in giving that information is because her family had died due to all of the chaos from the wedding. So she wanted him to suffer. And Strahd, aka Vasily, at that moment, delivered at the end along with all of you, as he was left to die in a tomb, slowly without food. And that was basically everything you uncovered from that chapter. Only one chapter that time, because that was a bit of a long one. But without further ado, let's dive in. Today is Armor Collection Day.
Yes.
So I believe the plan was to send Clover in disguise to collect the armor and then book it back to us.
Yeah.
Correct.
And since Hoshi isn't here for expediency's sake, we'll just say Clover went, got the armor, and came back with it. It looks really nice, all things considered. But there's still that nagging thought in the back of your mind. Why did Strahd want you to have this?
Does anyone have Identify above game?
Two people, technically.
Ultimately do the honors.
Sure. Yeah, I'll ritual cast it as well, so it doesn't use the spell slot.
Excellent.
I just need to look something up really quick.
I guess also, like, after that chapter, we've all, like, taken a long rest, so make sure to recover if you lost anything.
Yeah.
There's something weird with this armor. This whole time that we used to detect magic, like, nothing got picked up. I'm pretty impressed.
So this is interesting. You cast Identify Bolt, and you learned that this armor in front of you is an animated armor. it has an ability to make itself look like real armor, hence why Detect Magic didn't pick anything up. Because right now, it's technically inert. It looks like a normal armor. But perhaps with some word or phrase, it would animate and attack. If someone was wearing it, it might even keep them from attacking. Or they would be in a fight against the armor to try and move and do what they want.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that on.
Tell me what's up.
So, I think Strahd pulled a fast one on us, and that armor is actually animated.
Oh. That's it?
I mean, right now it's just a regular armor, and it wouldn't animate without the right phrase, but I'm assuming our multi-bot knows the phrase, and when we do fight him, he could just say whatever it is, and then whoever's wearing it would have to deal with the armor first before actually getting involved.
Oh. That's an easy fix.
If armor could sweat.
Are we,
Uh,
are we afraid of it, acting up if we try to?
Real quick, Draco, could I make an Arcana check? Specifically, would Dispel Magic take away the animated ability of this armor?
Yeah, I'd say roll an Arcana check.
Bolt doesn't know shit.
Yeah, you try to think about it. It's possible it might do something, but considering this is a armor that is enchanted to live, maybe it's a little trickier than that.
Can Dan roll the check for us?
Mm.
He's a magic man.
It's true.
But I mean, Bolt would literally just hand it over to Dan. Hey, you think you can, dispel this?
And I will have Dan roll Arcana. Once the sheet decides it wants to load. There we go. Right, Dan, what do you know about animated armor? 12? It's possible. I don't know if it would be permanent or not. It is a bit tricky, but I could take a crack at it.
Please.
Right, and he will... Let's see... Target by Dispel Magic. So it has to be against... I'm gonna roll the con save first. Versus... What is Dan's or spell save? I know it's high, considering...
It's probably higher than 15, I would assume.
Most likely, but just for... Oh, yeah. 18. So you watch as Dan begins casting the ritual to dispel this armor. And it begins to shake and try to, attack, but the hand falls down. And it seems to be motionless. It's definitely immobile for the moment, but again, I can't be sure if that's permanent or if it'll start acting up after some time. We could give it a moment to see for sure.
Let's give it a day. Stripes needs to work on deciphering another chapter anyway, right?
How many more of these damn chapters do we have left?
Just randomly flips through the rest of the book.
There are 2 chapters and an epilogue, but the epilogue looks like it's... You can sort of see it fading into existence. It's not quite there. You get the feeling after you finish those 2 chapters, the epilogue is going to reveal itself properly.
Just a couple more chapters, we're almost done.
Okay.
Alright. I'll do the usual Arcana shenanigans.
All right.
We'll give you all the buffs that you need to.
And just in case, I'm just going to change up the armor.
That's fair.
Okay, 23. I'll roll guidance first.
Hmm.
26.
Sure enough, you crack the code, and it begins to fade in the fog as you get brought into the book proper. That is this one. Ah, yes. Let's change the
Wait,
music.
Isn't this the same day that we did the last one?
I think so? Yeah, no, I think this is still the same day. Because you did...
We wanted a long rest.
I mean, I'm fine. I know some of us took like some hits.
I took no damage,
Yeah,
but my
I
spell
had-
slots are...
Yeah, I was pretty bad off health-wise.
I'll allow you to put a pin in the book for now and take a proper long rest. If that is what you would choose to do.
I would like to get some of my spell slots back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's all take a nap.
You'll rest your weary eyes, for the book will reveal its secrets tomorrow. While you're resting, just completely apropos of nothing, what is everyone's passive perceptions again?
16.
Probably about the same.
Mine is 18.
Nope,
right
12.
now.
Okay. It's probably not going to do well with this roll, but let's just out of sheer... I rolled a 1. While you're resting, you hear clanking. And immediately look up to see the armor trying to escape the hut.
Oh, no. Gonna run up and grapple it.
Roll a contested strength.
Strength or athletics?
Athletics would be for grappling.
It's also chained, so it's restrained.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm bulking up so I get advantage on this. It'll be a 28.
Yeah, no, you managed to hold the armor down before it can make a dash out the door. Everyone wakes up because this isn't exactly quiet, the giant clanking armor being grappled by the big wolf man.
This armor has a helmet, right?
It does.
Is there a very blunt object around?
I mean, there is Dan's trophy, the peg leg of Peggy Dead Bells. That is a blunt object.
Bold is just going to look at Dan, just go, I'm sorry, grab the peg leg, and just smack the armor upside the head. Tried to knock it out.
He winces, but I guess roll, it would basically be a great club.
I think a great club is a D8.
Yeah, and you would just have to roll the attack.
I mean, it's technically
would be-
restrained, so you have advantage
yeah.
on it.
True.
There's great club. I'm just gonna quickly double check if... There we go. Nope, that doesn't tell me what it is.
Is there any way that anyone can like find any like ruins in this armor and just like get rid of those? Maybe that'll stop it from trying to run away.
So that's with advantage, that's an 18.
That is unfortunately not enough. Even while it's being grappled, it manages to duck just barely under the peg leg.
Oh, fuck this.
Bolt just looks at it. Looks very tired. Sighs. Click. A natural 20 to hit it with the pistol.
Yeah, that'll hit.
It takes 24 magical piercing damage. Is it unconscious?
All right. It is not, but I think we're gonna have a JoJo stop moment, I think, because this is one armor being grappled while everyone, NPCs included, is here.
Oh yeah.
So I will have you roll initiative, but I am not going to, like, move to a battle map because this is going to end very quickly.
There's no tokens for us.
Alright. I will move you to the battle map proper so you can click your tokens.
I already rolled. I had a 9. Unless you want me to re-roll.
I can just add you in.
Everyone just spam Dispel
Oops.
Magic, remove Curse on it. We'll just hold it down. We spent way too long to get this armor for Kai. We're not getting it broken.
It's part of my property. I repaired it with my jacket.
Yeah.
I could cast a large reduce on it, make it small, so that'd make it a lot easier.
It might get out of the chains, though.
Yeah.
Everyone just dispel the magic on it, or just find the root and, I don't know, get rid of it like that.
Actually, no.
Restrained already.
Yeah, it's already in grapple. Oh, wait, for some reason you have... Let me get rid of that one mark on your token, Kai, before I continue on.
Oh, what?
Also, does someone want to control Antonius and Clover for the time being? For this particular combat?
I'll cover Antonius if need be.
Okay, so I will give you access to that sheet. There you go. I already rolled initiative for Antonius, so you're good on that front. Now let's see. Where are the ZZs? There they are. Got it. Okay. And then who would like to take Clover for this? While I get
I can do it.
okie doke. I will add you on to control. And let's switch up the music, and then I will add all of the NPCs in. And then... where's some... You know, I don't know, I don't think this will fit, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
Alright.
How come the suit of armor has its own unique battle music?
Because it'd be funny.
This is the most Three Stooges ass shit.
With the most metal soundtrack.
Realized I never actually rolled initiative for Kardak, so
Let's grab...
It kind of sounds like one of the Persona battle themes.
It is. This is Blooming Villains.
Ah!
It's from Persona 5 Strikers?
Ramble.
I believe this is the Strikers version, yeah.
Yeah, the one from the Muso game, so it's Strikers.
Okay.
This better not be a one-time use for the song.
I might use it again for something else, but, like, I was looking through battle music I could be using, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? It's here.
This is so funny to see everyone gang up on this one suit of armor.
He was just... the armor realized there was no hope in hell that it was going to get out alive. Or be able to be used the way it was hoping to be used. So he was just gonna leave, but then you all had to go and wake up, because he rolled the worst stealth ever.
Listen here. The chains that I used to repair you was a gift from my father.
Armor versus bigger armor. We'll see how the Shield Guardian rolls, but that would be pretty funny.
I'm just gonna get Evie.
Just imagine the shield guardian just walks over, picks it up, and then just yeets it out the door.
Yeah. This bitch empty. Yeet! And obviously I'm gonna put Raoul
we
right
can't throw it
there.
out the door because it's trying to run away.
Yeah.
Quick, shield guardian, get in front of the door.
Alright, who do I still need to grab? I've got Dave, Linden, Yuki, Shield Guardian, Ease, Quinby, Eastmark.
Do you need the armor itself?
Oh right, I hadn't rolled it yet because there's so many NPCs to deal with.
This is just gonna be a JoJo stomping.
Yeah. Okay, so now the armor itself.
Oh, you already rolled for Evie. Whoops.
Oh, whoops. I didn't realize you had rolled, so I just rolled for her too. What did you roll?
I rolled the 24, but we can do the 8 because I think you did that first.
Okay. Why is the armor not properly in there? Let me put it in the turn order.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you did that first, yeah.
19. Boom. Okay. And now let's put this into descending order. I will still count the pistol shot, so I'll take that off of it. Minus...
Did Kai himself roll?
Ah, excellent question. And yes, the armor has its health bar. Yeah, no, Kai has a 22.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Oh wait, you have a natural 20, 22. I'm just gonna put you before Ease. You are up.
Right. You just need to stop. Dude. 28.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Make sure I don't have anything on me before I do this.
Does the one also count? I noticed the one up there.
Yeah, it does. It's my
Okay.
improved divine smite.
That's
It's just
right.
always on.
And you just crit with your second hit because this thing is restrained.
Yep. Okay, so roll that damage. And then... And 16. Oops, I did not mean to move him over there. Woo, there we go.
Where do you think you're going? Initiation.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Right, that will bring us to Ease. But I know you just got this armor. How much do you care about me unloading into it?
Just don't damage it.
I don't think this will
Maybe how
cause
they dispel or something.
me. No. So I won't use magic missile or any of my weapons, but I might have an idea. She points a finger at it. This might tickle a little. That was to you specifically, Raoul, because you were holding the armor. You might feel a bit of the shock.
I'm gonna roll the save anyway. I have the health for it.
Oh yeah, that's a 10. It takes the full 30, which is enough to put it down. He points her finger, and this bolt of lightning careens through. You do make the save, so you only take 15. And the armor collapses in your arms.
Ah,
Ugh.
Well, that's a hell of a way
I
to
need
wake
to
up.
find-
We go back to bed now.
Yes.
do any of you know if you kill animated armor, does it just come back, or?
I will have Bolt feel free to roll, and I'll also have Dan roll.
What is this music?
Oh, this is Dan's potion shop. I figured you're in the hut, so I started playing this.
Ah, fair.
Alright. I believe this... Now that I think on it, I think now that we've taken it down properly, it won't reanimate unless someone puts the effort in to reanimate it.
Would we want it to reanimate?
No! No, you would not! We've already discussed
Preferably I
why it's a
wouldn't.
bad idea.
Sir, I'm gonna be wearing that.
And did you see what Kai just did to it within 6 seconds? I don't think we want that turned against us.
Funny thing, this is some very special animated armor. You didn't get to see what it could do, but it can also do this.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it has magic spell 1 specifically. That and its melee attacks.
You know, if this thing wasn't like gonna be used as a puppet against us, a suit of armor that just gives you shocking grasp would be really cool.
Oh no, that's ranged. That isn't just shocking grasp. That is just a bolt.
Kai could have had lightning bolts.
Nerfed
could have been
lightning
Azula.
bolt, but you could have been Azula actually. It's a 60-foot, but hey, it's basically lightning bolt.
Oh well.
That's
It's like regular armor.
Now it's just regular old armor that's a little shocked. And a little damaged, but I mean, you can fix that easily enough. I imagine you would make sure not to like pierce it through the chest.
Not paying any more gold to repair this.
yeah, what do you got? Anyone who needs to sleep can go sleep.
And after that, the rest of the night goes very smoothly in comparison.
I know,
Great.
I know it all happened last night, but did you guys hear like some really epic battle music when we were trying to fight that thing?
Yeah, I
It was
know,
way more
right?
It was way more intense than it needed to be.
Way more intense than old Bleach Mountain over there.
I mean, he has his own like sound system inside the book, and some of the music in there is pretty intense.
But like that.
I don't know what to say about that.
Almost like it was some sort of like special enemy or something.
Yeah. It was almost like it was a villain that bloomed out of nowhere.
Or like a secret enemy, or like a secret boss or something. Looks at the camera.
Perhaps.
You just hear Bolt say, Now, if I had a music box,
Hmm.
Can you technically make one with your magical tinkering?
I could.
You just want to carry a boombox now?
Bolt just makes a music box and plays that. Hang on, guys. I just gotta crank this up real quick. Gotta have the right music. Alright. So, with that all sorted, it's time to hop into the book, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we're all long rested.
Yep, make sure everyone has all of their slots put up and health regained. And I'm going to take us to... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to keep that armor in change just for a little bit.
That's
In
fair.
case it wakes up.
Right, and I will bring us to the landing page for the music for the book proper. Because I like this for the scene I'm about to set. Okay. Fog blurs the ancient buildings and stone of Mount... Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong section. My curse is to know no happiness, no love. At every turn, this accursed place turns them to ash, slipping from my grasp. You find yourself up on a hill that is vaguely familiar. You know it as the hill that is near Vallaki, where you returned Arabelle to her father. The Vistani were, their caravan was up at the top of the hill, but in this time, that is not the case. You find yourself in a very strange situation. There seems to be elves that look somewhat similar to Rahadin. Obviously not family, of course, but they seem to be of the same species. Dusk Elves. They are gathered in a cage made up of pure energy. They seem a bit beaten up, and they glare at Rahadin as he seems to be waiting for someone. You can imagine who that someone is. Outside of the cage seems to be the corpse of a Dusk Elf woman. One you've also seen, but in a previous chapter. Let me grab her art. Just to refamiliarize everyone with Petrina Velikovna. She's dead on the ground. Seems she was stabbed. You're free to move about the cliff, ask Rahadin what's going on, or the elves in the cage if you think they would be able to speak with you. But you might have to hide that from Rahadin since he seems hostile towards them.
I am gonna try to sneak a conversation with one of them just to figure out what happened here.
Alright, roll a stealth check.
Can I have Clover do that instead?
You can have Clover do that instead. It makes sense she'd be interested to learn.
Okay, guess she has a much better in that stat.
I kind of figured. Unfortunately, it's not enough, as Clover begins to try to sneak over. Rahadin glances at her. And what exactly do you think you're doing? We wait for the lord of these lands, so that he may decide what to do with these criminals.
We'll just put her hands up and back away.
The elves in the Force Cage begin to shout at Rahadin, calling him a traitor to his kind. No better than that monster in Ravenloft. And as they yell at him, Strahd's cloaked silhouette rises from beyond the edge of the hill, and his demonic eyes fall on the body. A look of righteous fury and a hint of pain, masked beyond the rage, flicker in his eyes. Anyone who wants to can roll insight on him. Well, you get the impression that Strahd cared for Petrina. Maybe not as much as he cared about Tatiana, obviously, but there is some concern there. And seeing her dead like this, it angers him. Raoul, with a 27! You glean the information that I told to Bolt, but it goes deeper than that. Before he met Tatiana, he had what could be called a relationship with Petrina. You get the impression maybe he didn't love her, or maybe he did. From the rage that he is portraying right now, it seems like maybe he was starting to possibly get over what had happened with Tatiana. Maybe he was even healing to some degree. Maybe this was a relationship that was helping him get through the misery of being who he is and the horrors that he's committed. And now she's dead. Killed by her own people. And that boils him to his very core.
God damn it, everyone. This could have all been avoided, but no.
Find the rest, so that we may never be plagued by their ilk again. Rahadin unsheathes their sword and marches across the grass towards a smokestack, climbing into the sky no more than 100 feet away. Strahd turns to the rest of you. You have your orders. I expect you to find at least 12 Dusk Elves and bring them back here. More would be appreciated. They must pay for their crimes. And so it will be up to you to do some work in finding some Dusk Elves to bring back for their, just desserts? Question mark?
Fuck.
I do not like having to do this chapter already.
It seems fucked to say it, but it is accurate to some degree. Would it be D&D if someone wasn't committing a war crime?
I know, but still.
Yeah, this chapter sucks. But, unfortunately, the story must go on. There are multiple houses on this hill that you could look for people in. I've already rolled up how many Dusk Elves in total there are, and when you find them, it is up to you what you do. You could bring them to Strahd. You could try to help them escape, but Strahd has given you a very specific number, a threshold that you need to hit, and if you don't meet it, you'll see what happens.
I think we just gotta, Just get the 12 and just be done with it, right?
Hmm.
Let's make it as quick as possible. I wish I didn't roll high on that insight, because I'm like, man, how dare you make me want to humanize Strahd.
Mm. This is very, Castlevania, Netflix Castlevania when you think about it. You know, things suck. I did some horrible things, but you know, Petrina's just still sticking with me through everything. Maybe things won't be so bad. And she's dead.
And she's dead.
I'm about to make this a whole fucking city's problem. Well, city is generous. This is a hill where there are some houses around. This is a hamlet at best. Right, so you go to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna make the joke, and it's totally not like, you know, that Strahd is supposed to be an allegory of Dracula, right?
Nah,
So-
what? Crazy. So, you make it into the first house. Roll a survival to see if you can find any traces of, people. Oh, right, and I need to roll... Let's see if I can find...
Oh, Clover, why?
I guess I'll just use this stat block. Let's see, and that would be not that great. Good to know, but I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, no. With what they rolled, you all, Kai, Raoul, and Clover, find that there are 2 Dusk Elves in this house, and I'm going to roll high or low. Who wants to call it high or low?
Hi.
87. It appears to be a husband and wife. They're huddling in fear, hoping that you don't find them behind a kitchen counter. But they didn't really have enough time to hide when you broke the door in. They plead for you. Please, just let us go. We'll give you all the money we have. At least 5 gold per person. Here, please, just let us go. Don't bring us to him.
Just... Yeah, just don't say anything, just grab them.
No, please. Anything but that, please. And you, as they kick and scream, very, very begrudgingly bring them up to the hill. That's 2. The next house. Survival.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will roll. That is worse than the last one. You break the door, they didn't even have time to hide. This time it's a mother and her 2 children. She begs you to take her and not the kids. Just let them leave. You'll never see them ever again.
Above game, though. Kardak is watching this and it's like, yeah, I don't like this. Can we wrap this shit up already?
Yeah, let's just get through this quickly.
So what's the
What
decision?
needs to be done?
Are you taking just the woman? Are you taking them all to try and speed through this?
I think we leave the kids for this one. It'll be
Okay.
fine, right?
Alright. Does everyone agree with that?
I guess.
Right. That brings you to 3. Let me grab so I can have the next house. Let me roll how many people are in this one. Ah, okay. Roll for survival.
Okay.
Guy's not feeling it.
That is... So, yep, Bolt with the 21 and roll with 22. You find this man, he's hiding in a closet. It only seems to be him, though. So that would bring you to 4. You're a third of the way there!
Draco, please do not have us regret leaving the kids.
I'm just rolling to see how many people are in each house. Right, and let me see how many
Let's get
houses
into the next
actually
house.
here. You've gone through at least 3 houses now. 2, 3. So this 4th house. 5, 6. Okay. Roll survival. And that's another natural 1. Once again, they didn't have time to hide. You break the door down. There's 4. They seem to be adults. Maybe it's 2 couples that are sharing this house, but that's 4 more added to your group. 8. 4 more. Ah.
On to the next one.
And roll survival. Actually, I'll re-roll those cocks. Okay. They were hiding under a table, holding each other. It's a whole family. Father, wife, teen kids. But this is enough. This is 12 if you take them all.
I think we just take this family and just so we just get through this quick.
Okay.
And we take the whole family, Draco, so we get to the 12, and that's all we're doing.
Alright. And I'm going to change the music here. Because this doesn't quite fit. I think his theme fits a bit better. After you gather all these people, Strahd closes his hand, and magical force releases a shockwave around the captured elves. The subtle thud accompanied by the magic cage is punctuated by a shout. Rahadin's voice draws Strahd's eye to Casimir Velikov, one of the elves inside the cage, reforming an ethereal cloud of glimmering vapor. Arcane flakes of snow and ice flurry around their hand, and an avalanche explodes towards the vampire. But, with an irreverent wave and a halt, the magic storm melts to a puddle. The Chamberlain rushes to his master's aid, and shoves the enraged wizard to their knees. With a single cut, lops off the caster's ear. You may keep the other for now, so that you might hear their screams as they burn. Your sister was better than you could ever hope to be. You are a failure and a disgrace to your people. I will not allow you the grace of making that mistake again. Something sparks beneath a young, elvish woman's prisoner, and in a flash they're consumed by a raging bonfire. 1. And he points to the next. The same. 2. And the next. 3. The fog begins to fade in. If Tatiana's beauty was a river in a spring flood, Patrina's was a brush fire smoldering in a dying forest. With her flame extinguished, I ensured her murderers joined me in the cold night. Bolt, you now have the ability to cast the Force Cage spell as a ritual, once per dusk. And you all
Oh boy.
come back.
I'm going to take a step outside. Rel just leaves the hut, you just hear him vomiting.
I want to rip his spine out and make it into a jump rope.
You all recall something. Vasily von Holtz told you about this event. He didn't give details, but he said he wiped out a bunch of Dusk Elves because they killed someone Strahd cared about. Of course, now you know that was Strahd telling you to your face what he had done.
That also proves something that we already know. There'll be no reasoning with them. There'll be no mercy. Let's just try to get the last of this book taken care of.
I'll be so fucking happy when the book is done.
Alright, Bolt, do your thing.
Above game, can we take a quick break?
Oh.
I think it's a good time.
Yeah, sure, we can take a quick break after that. Let me just put us on the... We'll be right back. Stretch water, drink legs, all that happy doodah. Yeah.
Like honestly, like that's a good place to take a break because we kind of need a breather after that.
Yeah, that's heavy.
I didn't want to take the kids.
So, above game, Strahd was so pissed off that he let the men live. He just killed all the women so that they couldn't ever repopulate.
Be right back.
He is a monster in every sense of the word.
God. It's never good to witness the burning of people.
Yeah. Like, this is... Obviously, this is homebrew material, but, like, they never really sugarcoat that Strahd is a monster. They encourage you in the, like, vanilla module to have the players realize how horrible a person he is. But there are people that still simp for this man. I don't get it.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Like, I think part of it is because, like, there is something romantic about a guy chasing after a woman through generations, but at the same time, with the actual context from the story, it's fucked up.
Also, they just gotta rethink that statement. That sounds creepy.
Yeah. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like Link and Zelda where they're both reincarnating and they always try to find each other. This is not that. But, I'm get up, stretch my water, drink my legs, all that.
Yeah, just, we'll be here.
Fuck you, leech mouth.
Guys, guess what?
What?
They put out the release trailer for Night Rain, and it's fucking Evanescence in the trailer.
Of course it is.
I'm back.
That warmed my heart from back when I was a young teen.
The fact that Bring Me to Life has had such staying power for 20-something years now was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hit for a reason. It's gonna be one of those songs that will stand the test of time. But now I'm gonna feel old whenever I'm like an old man and I hear that song, and kids are gonna be like, "Why are you playing this oldies music?" Like, how dare?
Apparently, was it today? Was either today or yesterday was the 9th anniversary of Harambe passing.
Yeah, like, all jokes aside, things really went to shit after that happened.
They have returned.
That doesn't sound like a conspiracy, right?
Hmm?
Taco said that, like, it was either today or yesterday, it was the 9-year anniversary of when Barack died. And things went to shit after that, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't want to say it's a conspiracy, but man.
You know, I was thinking about it when I left, and I realized another thing that Strahd Sims might be thinking. I can fix him. There is no fixing this man.
We just went
I'll
through a
try.
chapter where he could have been fixed.
Yep.
Yeah, he's beyond that point
But he-
now.
They try even if
Listen, I don't care how good your pussy is, you're not fixing that man.
old real classic.
Oh yeah, I said the same thing about the
Yeah, about the vampire lady.
Daluna. That pussy can't be that good.
Yes. The callback.
Mhm.
Is everyone back?
I never left.
I'm back. But like the reason I also asked was like I really needed to pee.
That's fair. I also
Very
figured
good.
that was probably a really good time for us to take a break considering how heavy that chapter was.
Yeah, look on the bright side. Bolt can use Force Cage, so if we need a ritual to have a safe space to short rest, because the cage lasts for an hour and people can't get in or out.
True. And it is a ritual spell, so it doesn't cost any slots for him to do that.
2 men enter, no man come out.
We had to just witness the burning of several people, and now Bolt knows how to create a bunker.
I mean, he saw it used as a prison for people, but you know what? He can use it for other purposes. No one's gonna stop him. Is Chaco back?
I never left.
Okay, so I believe everyone...
Also,
Mhm.
the funny thing is, I think about that, and the first thing that comes to mind, as is tradition with me, is Ed, Ed and Eddie and the whole bit where Rolf introduces his pet clam Bobo, and everybody just uses it as a fucking shield.
I forgot about that.
Is that a giant clam? That should be our raid message.
Giant clam.
Clam. You know, some flame chatter would hit right now, I'm not gonna lie. I need some
Insult the son of a shepherd.
We have broken the celery stalk off the back of a sea urchin.
You're gonna roll insults.
Do not burn the candle at both ends as it leads to the life of a hairdresser.
I need a list of all those insults, and if I ever make a bard, that's all my vicious rockers are gonna be, just both insults.
I was just gonna say, so is Rolf a bard in D&D classes?
He's a bard that's also a barbarian, I think.
He's a barbarian, the classic barbarian.
And my personal favorite one in general. Confess to your crime, stealing piece of white bread!
Must Rolf beat some sense into that overcooked noodle that you call a head?
Alright, but...
Let's not forget the eternal wisdom. Never use hot wax to soothe enraged lobsters. Thank you.
Wise advice.
Rolf respects your wishes to uphold the sticky notes of the elders, yet you must be punished. What is that, Rolf? The hat of discipline. Do you live in a cave?
That's one of my favorites.
May your nose fester with the rage of olives. Don't even know what that means.
Alright, but I think we're good to hop back into the swing of things, so...
We needed that laugh, especially after this one,
Yeah.
At least Hoshi and Yelling don't have to endure that experience.
Yeah, they're gonna have to watch the VOD to see that nightmare.
Arden's going to your cucumber is soft.
But let's roll that Arcana.
Alright.
Ooh.
I don't think anything's helping that.
Yeah, no. After the chapter you've just experienced, part of you is a little hesitant to unlock whatever's next. There's just a... in the back of your mind, what if something worse is revealed than that? And you can't quite get your head on straight. So that's another 4 hours spent.
We only have one chapter left, and I fear the horrors that await us.
You got this, Bolt.
Sometimes...
So much.
4 hours later, we're gonna try again, I guess. Alright.
Okay.
We might make it.
Possibly. It is a
Yeah,
D10 with
the
Bardic
Bardic.
Inspiration, and 4 with Guidance.
Oh, that's right. I have advantage, don't I? With
Clover's been helping you.
Yeah, and Clover's been helping, so
Okay.
that's the 19.
So that's a 19. I just realized that.
Okay, 20.
20. 22.
That's still not enough. This is very locked down, this last chapter. And again, you're still hesitant about what might be revealed. But you know you need to press on. That's another 4 hours down.
Hey, good news is it's a long rest.
Yeah, you just want a long rest after that horrid experience.
Okay. So
We're
I
kind
guess
of wasting daylight here.
Yeah, if you're taking a long rest, like, because you started the day out, and if you take a long rest while he's doing all that, that would be, like, probably in evening at this point.
I think we got one more attempt, then we'll have to call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bolt's got one more in him. Alright, 14. You know what? I'm gonna use my Flash of Genius, so add another 4 to that, so that's 18 now.
Okay, doable.
20 again, and D10. 25.
All right, you managed to focus. This is it. You finally managed to get the final chapter broken through. Chapter 12, A Soul's Return.
I have the perfect gift for this.
Oh. Do I want to switch the...
There it is.
Wait, let's see. For chat, it is Squidward looking completely drained. I did it!
I did it!
You know what? I'll post the link. Boop, boop. Have fun with that. Alright. I just gotta look to see what music I used for that area, because I think this would still work even... Yeah, let's go with that song. That would be... Let's get rid of the ambiance real quick before I read this. And change it up to... Where are you? No, you're around here somewhere. Oh, that's too far down. Empire Castle Cemetery. No, it must be in... Here it is. The girl's auburn hair was braided high. Her clothes more closely resembled rags. But it was her. The same Tatiana I'd known all those years ago. The fog fades in. Let me find... There it is. Okay, so it's not actually mentioning the proper thing, so I'll just do it this way. You find yourselves moving with Strahd in the guise of Vasily von Holtz. He lets you know that apparently you're heading to the burgomaster of Berez, Laszlo Ulrich, who seems to have found some arcane artifacts in his attic and has sent for them. All of you, I suppose. It's a pretty nice house, all things considered. Berez, you never got to see it as an actual town. In your time, it is a completely devastated town sinking into a swamp. But the swamp is still here, of course, but the town is alive, active. People are moving about, doing their business, tilling the fields, selling things. It's a small town, to be sure. There's a church, a single store, and a tavern. The smallest of small towns you could possibly see. You meet with Ulrich and he begins talking about what he had found. And, you know, it's just some casual conversation here, being polite. And then you see her. Or more importantly, Strahd sees her. The mirror image of Tatiana, Irina. This woman has her hair braided up. She appears to be like a maid, possibly. And immediately the conversation shifts to this woman. You learn her name is Marina. Apparently, she was found unconscious along the river by Father Grigor as a young woman. She doesn't remember where she came from before she arrived here, and Laszlo adopted her. She's a kind woman that offers her help to anyone in need. She's a sweet girl. And I'll allow anyone who wants to roll insight on Laszlo, Strahd, dealer's choice. So, who is inciting who?
I'll go for Laszlo.
Alright.
Again, a character. Card doesn't give a shit about what Strahd thinks.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so
I'll go for it. I'll have Raoul and Clover look at Strahd, so we just hear all sides of the story. in this
Okay.
section.
So, I'm going to give this to Kai and Kardak specifically. The story that Laszlo is telling is true. And he adopted Irina, but you get the feeling that maybe he has more feelings than just, an adoptive father would.
Ew.
Yeah. Like, it's only the two of you that pick up on that from Laszlo. Raoul and Clover find out that Strahd is beyond elated. He recognizes Tatiana immediately. Suddenly, this excursion that was just to get some magical artifacts maybe has turned. He is going to dedicate all of his time and energy now to trying to get Tatiana. He has a second chance. If he plays his cards right, he might get that happy ending after all. Well, his version of a happy ending. Once this has been revealed, he dismisses all of you to go around town. He's going to be here for a while, it seems. And he's sure he's safe here without your watchful eye. You're free to explore around town. You could just wander around town if you like. You could go to the church. You could go to the tavern or the store. And basically how this chapter is going to play out, there are 3 days that you're all going to be playing through. There's going to be a day segment where you go about town and meet some of the people of the past, and a night segment where Strahd does Strahd things. So it is up to you how you want to spend your 3 days in this chapter.
I'll go to the church.
Right?
And I'll be a little tricky because the town's different because of the times, but can I find a spot where the hag's hut would be in the future?
Where Baba Lasaga's hut would be?
Yeah, like where all that stuff was going down.
Okay, let me look at the map really quick. So, the standing stones are actually outside of town, but if you wanted to, you could look in that area. You get the impression while you're going through town, people inform you that that place is cursed. Baba Lasaga was beaten long ago by a saint, and that's why she can't come into the town proper, but going around that area still seemed like it's a cursed area that no one wants to go near.
I'll be fine. I'm a vampire.
Does anybody else have a preference to where they want to go? Or is everyone else happy with going to the church?
I'm okay with going to the church.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way to Saint Katarina's church. And I'm going to just post that in Roll20 for anyone's notes. And as you walk into this church, it's a relatively nice church. Small town, so it's not like big, grandiose or anything, but it certainly gets the job done. You walk inside, and to all of your surprise, you see a priest that looks identical to Izek Strozny, minus the devil hand, of course. This must be who he was in a past life. Father Grigor, you heard his name was.
Hmm.
A priest, obviously, of the Morning Lord. Ah, I see we have guests new to town. How may I assist you?
I tried so hard not to pull out chastity. uh, just wanted to hear the words of the Morning Lord and see how things are going with the church.
Ah, then you've absolutely come to the right place. He walks up to you, and if you let him, he will put a kindly hand on your shoulder with a smile, and he begins to go off. You can
His
get
finger twitches.
you get from this conversation that Father Grigor is a bit of a zealous, fanatical even priest of the Morning Lord, but he has this kind energy to him, wildly different from the Izek Strasny you knew in modern times. He truly seems to want what's best for this city, even if he's a bit aggressive about it. He believes that the Morning Lord is the only way that anyone can be saved from undeath or the torture of Baba Lysaga, who is still nearby. He tells you this tale that the church was named after Fatima Ekaterina, a priest of the Morning Lord that the people of Berez believe fought back Lysaga and her wood witches. So powerful was her connection to the Morning Lord. He also mentions he's afraid that anyone who walks around outside after dark could possibly be a monster. It's not safe. Babala Saga is still somewhat nearby. The devil and his forces are, around. So it's not safe to be roaming about outside. Anyone roaming outside might just be some sort of ne'er-do-well of some kind. But because of recent events, he's studied up on how to kill vampires and prevent the dead from being raised up. Which he's also obviously taken the appropriate measures to ensure that no one's coming back out of their grave while he's keeping watch of this temple.
Tell me, friend, what do you know about the devil?
Ugh. I know he unfortunately rules these lands, and there isn't much we can do about it, but we can do what we can to make by and make sure we all stay safe. And as the priest, the father of this church, it comes to me to make sure that my people remain safe. I wish I had... Do you know about Mariana Ulrich, by any chance?
I do not. Could you tell me a little bit more?
Well, I had found her by the river a while back, and the burgomaster adopted her, but I honestly regret not taking her in myself. I feel like he has unfatherly urges towards her, and that worries me.
Good. I wasn't the only one that
Ah, the maid girl.
Yes. Anyone who wants to can roll an insight on him.
18.
I swear to God.
Why?
20, 18. You gather that there is genuine concern there, but also, much like his self in the modern age, he also has feelings for Mariana. But he seems to be keeping that more to himself.
I just wraps his arm around him, gives him a smile, but gives him a firm grip on his shoulder. Yes, it would be quite a shame if that girl was put into harm's way due to someone's unruly desires. Wouldn't you say?
I'm gonna roll. That's a 5. I'm glad I found someone of like mind. But I don't want to rush you out, but I do have a sermon to be giving in just a moment. You can stay if you'd like.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen more than enough. Perhaps another time.
Very well. Know that the church's doors are open to you, should you ever want to come by.
Much appreciated, Father. He just turns, leaves out the church, looks over towards the group. Okay, fuck that guy. That guy is clearly into her too.
I got the same feeling.
And
What is with the people of this place?
with that, we will go to Raoul. You make your way over to the outcropping of rocks. You've seen it in the modern time, and it's looking more like its modern counterpart now. The animals have been cleared out that were used in the ritual. And obviously all the former priests as well are now cleared. From what you can see, it looks like nobody has been over here in years. Possibly decades? But you're not really able to tell from a cursory glance.
Still going. I'll still just going to, like, inspect those spots where the ritual happened. Just kind of remembering what has happened here before. Just, like, kind of curious and just thinking, like, there's so much, and part of my French, just so much bullshit that's been plaguing the lands. It's like he's just standing inspecting. He doesn't know the whole, like, shouldn't be out at night, so he's probably just gonna be out here until sun's down.
Alright. And the sun does indeed begin to set, and the fog rolls in, or the mists rather, and you find yourselves in a new place. The woman that you know to be Irina Koliana in modern times rests peacefully in her bed. From the shadow in the corner of the room, Strahd von Zarovich rises, as if separating himself from the night, and shifting into a beacon of moonlight. He stares at her with kindness, not seen in his eyes for centuries. Tatiana. Tatiana. The young woman sits up in her bed, a haze swirls in her eyes, and she returns his longing stare. The two sit together through the night, covering his he seems to be using his vampiric charms to sway her more to him, reminding her in excruciating detail of his version of their past lives together. A life they share together. He ends the conversation by sinking his teeth into her neck and laying her to rest just before the sunrise. And the mist swirls in, and you find yourselves day 2. You know that Strahd is once again going to be spending his day there at Laszlo's, and you have free reign to go about.
So he's at Laszlo's right now, right?
Yes, he is at Laszlo's.
Is Laszlo also there?
Yes.
All right. So where else can we go?
There's the shop known as Taltos Trading Post, and the tavern, which is known as, let me look for it again. Where are you? River's End.
I'll go to the tavern.
I'll go there as well.
Same.
All right. You all make your way to the River's End Tavern. There's a sign above it, of course, as taverns often have, and it seems to be like the exact area where the river meets like the sea on the sign. It's very pretty. But as you walk into, or rather, as you walk towards the tavern, you notice some movement from upstairs. Like someone was on the top floor watching you, but as soon as you started to go towards the door, they left. And when you walk in, you see a woman running up to the counter, almost out of breath. Welcome to River's End Tavern. She looks up at you, and you actually recognize her. This seems to be the ancestor of the burgomaster of Kretzky's wife, Anna Kretzov. Apparently, in this life, she's the tavern owner.
Good morning to you.
Morning. What can I do you for?
What all do you have here?
Well, we have the usual from the Wizards of Wine. We've got your Red Dragon Crush, your Purple Mash. We don't have Champagne de la Stomp because, you know, too ritzy for this town, I suppose.
Kind of just looks around at the general crowd. Is there anybody in the tavern?
Nah, it's empty.
Are you, just working by yourself here?
Yeah, you see, I inherited this inn from my family, but no one ever really visits Berez except for the occasional Valakian or Vistani merchant. Is that Vasily guy's been coming in, but, you know, he seems to only be going to the Burgomaster, so I don't really know what the deal is with that, I suppose. Although... She pulls out a book and begins flipping through it. From what I hear, he seems to have been taking a shine to the maid girl, Mariana. I mean, I guess technically Laszlo adopted her, so that's his daughter, but he treats her more like a maid, from what I hear. Being a tavern owner, you hear the gossip around town, so if there's anything you want to know, I'm your gal, I suppose. And I do like to dish.
Well, is there anything interesting that you could tell me about the Burgomaster besides the fact that he might have a thing for his adoptive daughter?
Well, that's the juiciest and the grossest thing, but... He's fat and lazy, but he mostly stays out of our way. Like, he's technically the Burgomaster, but he doesn't really do a good job. But hey, he's not getting in our way either. He's not making laws that hinder what we do, I suppose. He also adopted Mariana when she was pretty young. She's been with him for a while. I don't know how long he's had these gross feelings about her, but hopefully it's a recent development. And even if it is, that's... From what I hear, he might be planning to undo the adoption and just marry her. But that's hearsay.
Kardak throws up in his mouth when he hears that.
Yeah, right? Ugh. Real piece of work, that guy.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Thing.
not to interrupt, but can you pass me just a drink really quick?
Sure. And she,
This one.
what do you want? Purple mash number 3 is 3 copper. Red Dragon Crush is 1 silver.
I'll just put down a gold. Just give me a bottle of the harder stuff.
Oh. You know, even though she said she didn't have some Champagne du Stomp, seeing the gold, she does pull out a fancier looking drink. I tell people I don't have this one, but, you know, just to keep it on the down low.
Thank you, dear. Or I was just gonna
I
pour some
don't
into a
have
glass
this
and just shot and just like take a shot of it.
one.
He'll
Karnak,
gesture the bottle to everyone. He'll gesture the bottle to everyone else to take a drink if
Karnak
they want it.
will gladly after that. He's like, yeah, that's worth a drink.
Ugh.
Kai will sit down at the bar and puts down 2 gold pieces, slides them over to her. How about you tell me a little bit more interesting fun facts about your little home?
Ah. And she flips through her book a little bit. And you learn, as you learned from Grigor, town square is bustling during the day, but people tend to stay inside to hide from Babala Saga in her hut, which is just outside of town. People believe she's a terrible spirit of the wood, of a wood witch that was killed here. If you're looking for anything like supplies-wise, adventuring supplies can be found at Taltos Trading Post. If you're on a journey, and the prices are actually pretty reasonable compared to other areas nearby.
Mm.
She also mentioned she doesn't, like she said earlier, she doesn't get a lot of visitors, but their accommodations are nice if you need a place to stay. Hint, hint, hint. And the Church of Saint Katerina and the graveyard behind it are both maintained by Father Gregor. And high or low?
Low.
I rolled 48. So, you didn't hear this from me, but I like to keep my sources hidden for the most part, but let's just say a little bird may have happened to notice that Father Grigor was digging up some of the buried people and setting them ablaze. Which is against the teachings of the Morning Lord. Who knows what he's doing over there?
Very suspicious.
You could roll a religion check to see if you can figure out maybe what he's doing.
Okay. Eight.
Yeah, you have no idea. That's really weird.
I don't have a good feeling about that guy.
I guess anyone else who's trained in religion that is in the room right now could roll religion, but I don't know if anyone else is.
You know, the funny thing is, like, I'm gonna say, like, above game. Yeah, no, I can understand why you don't have a good feeling about that guy. Certainly, this book has been nothing but really bad things the entire time.
I mean, also, it's Izek Strozny in a past life. The guy with the demon arm.
And, more importantly, trying to do this weird sister stuff with Arena, but, let's,
Yeah, but
let's not
this
talk about that.
this version isn't her brother, as far as anyone knows.
I don't fucking know, man.
JK, I don't have training in religion, but can I weasel my way of using dark knowledge to make this religion check?
Let's see. You gain a supernatural talent for discerning sequence surrounding mystery, relics, or places touched by evil. History check, call information.
Like, this just sounds suspicious. Like, can I Can you let me roll religion using this?
I'm gonna say, as a hunter, I'll allow it because it makes sense. You might be able to figure out what it is.
8. God damn
Yeah,
it.
with an 8, you have no idea.
Yeah! 8!
Listen, I'm trying to use this ability, man.
I get it.
Silver's not trained either. Well, they're a paladin. Would you let them roll?
I'll allow it. It makes sense. They probably would maybe have this information.
Well,
Better than 8.
Alright, with the 12, I will give it to her. You know, to raise a corpse, you need a corpse. No corpse, no way to raise it. So you might be setting them on fire so that they can't come back as vampires or zombies. As a precautionary measure. But it is against his faith, it seems, from what Clover knows about the Morning Lord, from what she has observed. It seems like it's against their faith to do something like that. But I mean, it makes sense with what he said, that it's a safety precaution he is taking to ensure that they don't come back.
I get it, but it still sounds pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Think your father's getting a few screws loose.
What else is doing Barovia?
He gets it. Just another day in this place. I wish I could leave. But no one can. Not unless you're a Vistani. And I am not a Vistani.
Well, if you can't leave, you can make it a little bit more comfortable.
I guess. I would
Just slides her 2 more pieces of gold. Here. As a thank you and a present.
Thank you very much, sir. And she gives you a wink. And the fog begins to roll in.
I try to take one more drink before we leave.
Oh, absolutely. You definitely can get that.
Alright, everyone, one last cheers to good faith as we fade out of the scene.
Kai just pulls out a bottle of the red dragon crush that he's had this whole time. Just pops it open.
And now it is night. Silver spears of light reflect off the beads of sweat gathered on a young woman's pale skin. Marina wheezes. She rises to meet her love, but a hacking cough knocks her to the floor. But her weakness is not mirrored in the fervor with which she rises, and they embrace. His breath meets her neck. Pearled fangs protrude from his gums, extending past his lips. And they find their mark on her throat. A geyser of blood paints the deathly hues of their skin. Marina exhales a groan of pain and ecstasy so intense that she trembles and collapses into Strahd's arms. Soon, my love, you and I will share our eternity together, as we were always meant to. And the fog rolls in, and it is day 3. Is there anywhere you'd like to go? You could wander. You could go to any of the previously mentioned places. Or you could hang around the mansion and see what Laszlo has to say.
Yeah, mansion.
Alright. As you way to the mansion, Father Grigor is actually leaving. And he's a bit surprised when you bump into him. Oh, I wasn't expecting to bump into anyone. Is there something I could help you with, exactly?
Just making our way to
Uh,
the manor.
Sorry, say again?
We're just making our way to the manor.
Well, your
Or
lord is meeting with Mariana. I was going to go out for a little bit since I'm clearly not wanted. It's my own god morning lord damn house and whatever. I have more important business to attend to. I'm sorry I can't be a gracious host at the moment.
well, would you like some company?
He's gonna roll insight on you. I rolled an 11. Although he's a noble, so I should probably use noble stats. Give me a moment to see what he actually rolled. Because I'm pretty sure they have insight on their wheel of stuff. Yeah, they do. That's a 15. What does he glean about you offering?
Well, just someone to talk to, maybe. Or just something.
I do appreciate the offer, but I'm heading to the church for personal reasons. I'm sure you understand.
Trying to pray to the morning Lord, huh?
Yes, I need to speak with Father Grigor, and I need to get some prayers in to guide me in this turbulent time.
Perhaps some sins that you need to resolve.
He's gonna narrow his eyes at you. What exactly are you insinuating?
Oh, nothing. I'm just a curious bystander.
Well, you know what they say. Curiosity killed the cat.
Don't you dare finish that sentence.
what are you talking about? This is just another human man.
Right, well, I'm going to get going. And he's gonna just walk past you in a huff. If any of you like, you can certainly try to follow him, but that would require stealth.
He seems.
I'm not good at that.
Or he seems friendly.
He's a fucking prick.
Send Clover to do the stealth. Never mind.
Ooh, natural one. However, let's see. What is his passive perception? Her natural one is better than his passive perception. So, believe it or not, he doesn't see her. Clover
Excellent.
finds Laszlo, goes exactly where he said he was going to go, to the church. And obviously she's going to stay close enough where she can hear them, but still remain unseen. He speaks with Father Grigor about Mariana's sickness, to which Grigor immediately recognizes the symptoms, and they plan to meet in secret at the church in the afternoon to make some discussions on their next move. Things are as bad as it sounds. We may need to kill Marina before she turns into a vampire. And at that revelation, the mists swirl in. And I will say that Clover manages to get that information to the rest of you, so you all know that it is possible that Marina may be dying tonight.
Oh, this.
Great.
Kardec says that in character.
And fucking tastic.
Are we surprised these people are idiots?
Yeah.
I mean, have
Yeah.
you seen who written Into book, of course they're idiots.
Yeah. You are getting this from a very unreliable narrator, all things considering, since this is Strahd's book that he wrote. Although, also, to be fair, they are pretty stupid if they even did what he says they did in this book.
Well, do they succeed? Let's find out.
Yep. As the mists swirl in, white light of the moon melts, with the deep crimson pooling beneath a ghostly nightgown. Marina Ulrich's body lies still, with a stake embedded in a gaping wound in her chest. The Dark Lord of Barovia weeps, and he leaps without thought towards her. But before he can hold her cold hand, her pale skin grays and dissolves into vapor. Marina is gone. The celestial light filling the bedchamber is dulled. Storm clouds coalesce overhead. Thunder cracks and lightning strikes. The storm buckles. Laszlo Ulrich and Father Grigor to their knees, prostrate before their dread lord. Grigor draws something from his robes and plunges with all his weight towards Strahd. The vampiric claw catches the priest's wrist and snaps his arm in two. Lightning paints the sky outside, and in its revealing flash, the burgomaster is bathed in a red mist erupting from what was, only moments ago, Grigor. The corpulent coward is dragged to his feet. His pleas for forgiveness are suppressed by the shattering of glass as he is defenestrated. And with a point, he catapults his flailing body into the storm. Hurricane winds batter the exposed room and lift you into the skies. The already murky clouds of Barovia deepen in their sorrow. The torrential horizontal rain and outraged winds emulate their lord's fury. Lightning bolts seize into a cage of electricity that surges through the soil. An inky darkness eclipses Strahd, forming a devilish shape cast against the streaks of lightning in the storm. I once believed that I had but one lifetime to suffer. I now recognize it is not only my lot in life to live eternally, but to suffer eternally as well. I will grant you no such honor. Your death will be eternal, but dying will be painful. I will be certain of that. The burgomaster's boots cannot find purchase in the bog. Watery vortexes surge around him. A roar, harsher than the thunderous clouds, rises from the ground. Walls of water climb hundreds of feet into the air, condensing the power of the storm and the maelstrom of the Luna River into tidal waves that lay waste to the town below. The shifting river's current, now littered with wreckage, ebbs. Strahd remains airborne, peering over the decimation left in his wake. And in the aftermath, you see Berez as you know it in modern times. Nearly half a century has passed, and I'd grown accustomed to the pain of mourning. Then to have her return, to have a glimpse of paradise that lay before us, and then to lose her again. It was too much. Despairing, I wallowed in the mud and gave in to the grief. Bolt, you can now cast Tsunami as a ritual spell, once per dusk. And as you all fade back into reality, the final page of the book reveals itself to you. And you all see this. If you cannot read the script on the page, there is, like, common text on the bottom as I read out the last words Strahd has. How many times over the centuries had I met you? How many times had I lost you? I could not say. You ever wore the same face, but under a different name. Sometimes a wholly different personality. Though somehow I always found a way to touch those hidden memories in your heart. And somehow we'd always lose. Through the generations, we would lose over and over again forever, trading joy for grief. If I could just once break the pattern, break whatever curse kept us apart, in doing that I might find freedom for us both, I thought. But year after year fled by. They piled into decades, massed into centuries. How many lay before me? And were they all to be as lonely as those I had already had? Unable to answer, unwilling to guess, I sit and stare at your portrait and feel another night slipping away into the irretrievable past. If I could just rest, sleep for more than just a single day. Sleep away all my sorrows and lose myself in... I wasn't sure. To drift dreamlessly and serene. To drift with you, or to drift and forget. To forget. To rest. And with that, the book closes.
Brother, give me a break.
He certainly has a thing for the dramatic, doesn't he?
Thinks he's his own fucking victim. People like that just piss me off.
If he weren't such a monster, if he wouldn't have done away his humanity, maybe. But he was too far gone.
And we'll look over that page after you come back. Is it me or does this seem like a suicide note? Like he wouldn't be upset about dying in the end, if that were what happens.
Probably not, because he keeps failing at trying to get the girl that he wants.
Yeah, the
Probably
funny thing
won't.
is that we can actually make that possibility for him if he actually gives us a chance.
Well, that is if his god lets him leave.
That is the thing, you know? Even if we were to kill him, Vampire would just bring him back. We would have to find a way to sever that tie. To stop Vampire's hold as well.
If I recall,
So that Strahd can finally burn in hell.
doesn't someone just need to take his place on the throne for him to not be worth Vampire's efforts anymore?
Points at Raoul.
I mean, if it were that simple, but I have a feeling they'll rear their ugly head in defiance. And from what I fear, even after we slay the devil, an even stronger one will appear to challenge us once more. After that, then we could finally be free.
And I suppose we'll have to be ready. And by completing the Tome of Strahd, you all get your final level.
Level 14, let's go.
Cleansing touch. And that's it.
Let's do the NPCs, so I will work on that.
Yeah, my average is like a...
See what he rolled. 2. I'll go for the average then.
Who was that? Who rolled the 2?
That was Quinby.
Ah, Quinby.
He's gonna need more than a 2. He is a squishy boy.
If this is the final level, my final HP will be 163.
Evie can now speak all languages.
All right. Okay,
Finally, someone who can speak wingdings with me.
Oh, Quinby now has access to level 6 spells.
Oh no. What have we done? We need to go back.
There's so many good spells here.
Like getting a kid in a candy store and just leaving him there for 24 hours.
He's just on the ground in a coma from candy. Guys, I learned too many good spells. I have a tummy ache.
Oh, buddy.
Let's see.
I'm gonna ask for everyone's opinion here as well, because at level 14 I learned a 3rd elemental type for Crimson Right. As well as adding cold damage, I can add either necrotic, psychic, or thunder. What element should I take?
Sidekick.
That makes sense.
Like necrotic wind, health, and I don't know, cold. It's alright.
I can have thunder damage, so I can have a booming blade too.
I also do that.
At the end of the journey, I finally learned the cantrip that Bolt and Kardak could do at level 1. I learned booming blade.
Hooray!
Okay.
But in your blood.
Fuck. I got some good things I could do right now.
Range surge of positive energy. So there's a lot of good spells Quinby can learn. He could learn Heal, Investiture of Flame or Ice or Wind, Mental Prison, Investiture of Stone, Fizzband's Platinum Shield, Sunbeam, Chain Lightning, Harm, Hero's Feast, but he would need the cup for that.
I could make it, but it would take time.
Yeah, and at this point I don't think time is something you have.
Guys, I can learn Banishment.
That would be fun, but I think in Barovian rules that spell does not work. As funny as it would be to send someone out of Barovia.
I wanted to use it against him just to see if it pisses him off.
Go to random extra plane. Boing!
Where the fuck am I?
Watery Sphere, Flame Shield, Dimension Jar. Ice Storm be fun. Ball of Fire, Bright. Or, actually, is that Blight?
Oh my god, that'd be hysterical. Quinby can learn Disintegrate.
Of all the people to give that to, that's the worst person.
I can learn Charm Monster.
That could be pretty good if you just want to shut down an enemy like, hey, no, none of that.
Shame on you!
Here
Become dust!
Here you go, child. Here's a pipe bomb with a nuke attached to it.
Much. Here you go. Here's weapons grade explosives. Have fun! Hooray!
We did a good thing today.
Yeah, no, I think I'm giving him the funny spell. Because it's a bad move. But also... I could give him Sunbeam, but if I gave him Sunbeam, I feel like that would just completely shut down the encounter with the vampires.
Oh, absolutely. He would be the hero. He would be the king of Barovia.
Here comes the sun. Do 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 do.
Listen,
I can
Draco,
learn
nope.
vitriolic spear.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, I kind of want to teach that to him.
His
Also,
band
flame
platinum
shield,
shield is good too.
Flame
flame
shield
shield,
so
wall of fire. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do because it's in character form. I'll do flame shield.
that'll be really good to set up before a fight when you start running into melee.
Hmm.
I can do flame shield or wall of fire. Both would be really good to set up.
Either one. I also have flame shield, so I'm going to be using that.
If you have flame shield, I'm gonna do wall of fire.
Alrighty.
Sounds
So we
like a
can
plan.
actually we can double up on that.
Oh, he gets an ability. Okay, so Dave is now level 6 Echo Knight, and he apparently gets an ability score increase or a feat. What should
Yep.
I give Echo Knight Dave? ASI or a feat of some kind?
What does echoes involve? It's like, does con scale off of that?
Yeah, it's Constitution.
Honestly, like with him, since he's a fighter, like a strength bonus wouldn't be a bad thing.
So his current strength is 17. He has a dex of 14, a con of 14, intelligence 16, wisdom 12, and charisma 13.
Make him a little bit smarter.
Good.
Let's look at Echo Knight.
Yeah, a lot of Echo Knight stuff scales with Constitution. Plus, having more health is really good. Because Irina reached, I think it's Psychic 12, so she gets an ASI. I'm bumping her health up.
That's
She's
fair.
gonna have 14 con.
I could
Extra HP.
I could put 2
Okay,
points
she
in
has
con.
90 health.
Okay.
She is on par with everyone now, guys, at the end of the journey.
What level is she as a sidekick?
Level 12 sidekick. And she has 90 health and 19 armor.
I made
Jeez.
Kardec. Officially, he's gonna end as a level 8 sorcerer and a level 6 fighter.
Oh, we should also let Hoshi and EL know that they need to level up one final time.
It was put in there.
I poked them in the party notes that
Okay.
we reached the final level up, total level
Okay.
14.
So if you level up his constitution, the only thing that would increase would be his unleashed incarnation on how many times he can do it.
Okay. I could also give him a feat if there's any feat you think would really help him as an Echo Knight, if you don't want to give him the con boost.
Hmm.
Dan, did we tell Dave just to get tough?
He could get tough.
Could get tough.
Do you just want?
I mean, in canon, we could just basically say like, yeah, like he's been training with like 3 or 4 really good fighters, so now
Yeah.
he's himself is a good fighter.
We've been beating the shit out of him.
Get tough. You could just give him 12
We
max
train him with
HP.
Saiyan logic. You more you fight, the stronger you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob, give him tough. He just has 12 more HP.
He's getting sweet whenever you gain a level thereafter. Your hit point max increased by additional 2 hit points. Yeah, okay. Tough it is.
Actually, do I backtrack Irina's +1 to con and give her tough as well, so she has more health?
So wait, is that 16?
To give her over 100 health.
Hold on, so that's... Okay, so it did it automatically. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Should have
152 plus...
his level times 2
That would be
of health.
12. So, like, he had
gets-
47 hit points. I rolled a 5 for him for his hit points. I guess it's plus his con, though. So that would be 7? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, another
4,
+7.
5, 6, 7. Okay, that's why I was mathing right, because I forgot to add the con bonus in. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But it still doesn't seem right. Hold on, I'm going to grab the calculator then. Because it says he has 61 HP now from the 47 that he had. 47. So that'd be 14, and it's... No, that maths, because it's 12, and then the +2 from con.
Literally, I was going through this when I was looking back at Andrew's sheet because I realized it didn't add my Constitution modifier.
Ah. So,
But will officially end as a level 11 artificer, level 3 wizard, and I now have this.
ooh.
I can store a level 1 or level 2 spell in a weapon or an item that would be considered a spellcasting focus.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, Bolt, you just want to have free shield spells, because that's what you can do with that. Twice your
Yeah.
intelligence mod. So you just have you can do insane stuff like that.
I just have touch medicine.
I'm gonna say screw it, I'm giving Irina tough for her last thing. She needs the health.
That's fair. Alright, and he has extra attack now, too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this person we've been saving through the whole journey, she finally has 102 health.
Heck yeah.
The wives are probably going to target her, so that's probably a good thing.
I mean, technically, at full health, she's immune to power word kill.
Unless someone hits her first.
Good luck. We're gonna shield her. She's gonna shield her faith herself. We're gonna give her all the defensive buffs.
I guess they would have to actually get to her too, because all of you are gonna be in the way. I feel like in the fight, Quinby and Irene are just gonna be chilling in the back.
Where do you think you're going?
Listen, she has Sanctuary too, so she can just not deal damage. That'd be really funny.
True.
She's gonna go full support build, everybody. But it's fine, because we need dedicated healers in the party.
Yep. Well, you have Quinby and you have Irina. You got 2 dedicated healers. And hey,
But
Quinby
can
also
channel the power of the sun.
True. Well, I didn't give him... I gave him Disintegrate because that's fun. I didn't give him Sunbeam, but he also has Aura of Life that he's going to be having to hold concentration on because that's too useful for the fight. For him not to do it. To recap... life-preserving energy radiates from you in an aura within 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. Each non-hostile creature in the aura, including you, has resistance to necrotic damage, and its hit point maximum can't be reduced. In addition, a non-hostile living creature regains 1 hit point when it starts its turn in the aura with 0 hit points. So yeah, he's just going to be holding on to that for dear life while the battle is happening, probably.
You stay in my order, you get an additional 3 hit points.
You guys just want to heal 4 HP every turn? That's what Quimby's gonna do.
Well, it only heals you by 1, I think, if you're at 0 with Aura of Life, but I will double check that. Aura of Life. Yeah, in addition, a non-hostile living creature regains 1 hit point when it starts its turn in the aura with 0. So if any of you fall,
4.
It'll become 4.
Just stay near me. That 4 will probably make a difference, maybe.
Maybe. And in comes the difficult question. Does Quinby use haste, or does he hold on to Aura of Life for the entire fight and not use haste twin cast?
Whatever he thinks is coolest at the moment.
I mean,
That's fair. Hey guys, you find out having the shield for a moment? I'm gonna make 2 of us go real fast.
You're gonna do what?
What was that spell? Aura of Life?
Yeah, Aura of Life.
Yeah, here you go. I have it too.
I mean, it's a cleric spell. I'm just gonna slap it on Irina too.
Okay. So they can just take turns with it. I now imagine the two of them at the back. After you. No, after you. I insist.
Oh,
Or
stop talking. I'll do it.
Draco, or could do the really terrifying strat. Turn 1, Spirit Gardens. Turn 2, Sanctuary. Because Spirit Gardens does not break Sanctuary.
Fair enough.
So she'll become the blender.
I mean, if he doesn't have to hold on to Aura of Life, Quidby also has Spirit Guardians and can be a
Oh my
blender.
god.
Alright, so we need to have saddles on Lily, and they just sprint through the battlefield.
Two of them with two different blenders on them. Yo! Check this out.
I mean, Lily would be protected.
Yep.
That is a viable option.
We'll put Sanctuary on Lily so no one can target Lily.
There you go. And she's a good girl. If you tell her not to attack anyone, she won't attack anyone.
Just dip every individual claw into some holy water.
I'm imagining you like painting her nails, but instead of paint, it's holy water.
Who's a good killer? You're a good killer.
It's not adding her DC, but I'll figure that out.
My sister's gonna be so jealous when she realizes that I have a pet tiger.
Pet.
Lily is part of the family at this point.
We've had this tiger for how long that we've kept it alive too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
kept
impressive.
her out of harm's way. Really did not want her to die. Wish there was some way that we can make her natural weapons like magical.
Yeah. If someone had magic weapon, maybe they could cast it on her claws, but
Oh,
I don't know
I
if
mean that's
anyone has it.
concentration,
Yeah.
but I can do it.
Spell storing item, magic weapon on the pair of like tiger claws.
Oh wait, yeah,
So
you're
she
right.
cast it herself somehow. I don't know how that logic works, but you know what? It's fine.
Until the spell.
That's actually a good point.
Wait, what happened?
The spell storing item that Bolt has, if you put magic weapon in there, if Lily can somehow cast that spell.
Oh. I don't know if she could, being a tiger, but that is an interesting thought.
I mean, I don't have it prepared, but technically the description of the ability says I don't have to have the spell prepared.
Hmm.
Yeah, you just stole whatever.
Let's give her a
Yeah.
grill.
It's twice your int mod, so you can whatever item or whatever spell you got in there, you got a lot of uses out of it.
8 specifically.
Let's see, her most damaging move, is it the claws or the... No, it's definitely the bite. So yeah, the bite would have to be the magical part.
Give her the grill.
All this work to like buff up Lily, and she gets like one shot.
Yeah, it's like the baby owlbear.
You never know, maybe that will be the bite that finishes off Strahd.
I would love that. But do you think this is a good place to call it for the evening, Draco?
There was one scene I wanted to do, because I figured after this you guys are heading straight to the castle, right?
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's good. Did you want to take a rest before heading to the castle, or just straight to the castle?
Gets a rest before.
And does anyone need, like, their spell slots restored or what have you?
Not really. Okay. I don't think we used any spells.
Yeah, that's right, because you technically did have a long rest after the chapter that you did, or after battling with the armor, you did have a long rest, so you would have all your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent a whole day trying to do the last bit of this book, so we would have one last night together.
You could. You could very realistically just take that night, because technically speaking, like, Quinby would not have his slot because he hasn't rested after gaining that 6th level slot.
Mm-hmm. Do one final, like, RP moment with the full party.
Hmm.
We can also do that too when everyone is here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, like this would be a perfect time to stop because of that. So we can let both of them come in and actually or see what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right, so you have finished reading through the Tome of Strahd. You know everything there is to know about the devil. All that's left is to march your way towards his castle and take it down. Oh, and I guess gather up your remaining forces if you still wanted to take them with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You gotta do a, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
All right. So yeah, you just need to let them know, the werewolves and the berserkers. So I guess the plan is then Henrietta will run over, collect those guys, and then straight to the castle.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
It's finally time. What horrors lurk within the castle? What traps and horrors will be waiting our party? You'll just have to tune in next time to find out. But with that said and done, let's start going around the horn. Yeah, we'll start with Chaka. Where can people find you?
Hello, I'm Chocolate Zombie 101. You can find me all over social media as any form of Chocolate Zombie 101. I stream on Twitch. Tuesdays, you can find myself, Daluna, Draco, and Hoshi over on twitch.tv/burnoutfawn for Face of Our Lives, our Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, which we're almost done with as well. So both campaigns may finish around the same time. And when we're not doing that every other Tuesday, you can find me, Draco, and Hoshi playing Baldur's Gate 3 on our respective channels. Wednesdays, you find me here doing Curse of Strahd, as well as you can find me and Daluna over on twitch.tv/TwitchAperson for Power Rangers Cyberstrike, our Power Rangers Tabletop RPG campaign earlier on Wednesdays, which we are currently locked in the middle of a battle. So tune in for that. Thursdays, you find me usually on Draco's channel for party games, and that's about it.
All right. And if we're going down the line, next up's Broughton.
Hello. You can find me here on Wednesdays playing Raoul, the next in line for the throne, I guess. Unclear. But I will also say for everyone here and for chat as well, there'll be one RP moment I would like to do when everyone's here next time. Because we have everyone here. So Raoul has an audience who would like one ceremony along the ride over. I think everyone knows what that ceremony is going to be, but tune in next time to see that.
Ooh, fun.
Could be anything.
Yes, I wonder why. Kaya needs you for a favor. But next person in line will be Daluna.
Hello, my name is Dylan 13, and I'm wait. so I'm not an alcoholic. What am I doing here? You can find me on Blue Sky, Twitch, and YouTube at Daluna13. You find me earlier Wednesday, scheduled most likely withstanding on Twisted Person's channel for Power Rangers Cyber Strike, and here whenever I actually am not working, because that will unfortunately be a thing that will happen. Aside from that, yeah, this great session. This was very dark,
Welcome to
so
Barovia.
I'm glad we're done with this damn book. And that's it for me.
And then next up would be Than.
Hello, I'm Thanatos. I play Kai Vermilion. I had a lot of fun tonight, besides all the family separation and possible child murder, but a lot of good RP moments. You can find me here most of the time playing D&D or playing party games or just visiting the chat just to say hi. I'm taking a hiatus from the Lost Knights, but I would like to shout him out because he's doing a lot of fun things that are coming up. So be on the lookout for that.
And that would just leave me. But before I go into my stuff, I think I figured out what it is that Raul wants to do. Clearly, he wants to have a coming of age ceremony for Antonius. That's definitely what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, it instantly fails.
Ah, dang. Well, you've already found me here. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Monday's Persona 5 Strikers, where we're still going through Kanoe's jail. Tuesdays, you can find us over at Burnett Vaughn's for Phase of Our Lives, or over here with Shako and Hoshi, as previously mentioned, for Baldur's Gate 3. Wednesdays, our party is finally going to take on the bastard in that castle. Thursdays is party games. We play all sorts of party games with a whole bunch of people here. And on Fridays, me and Yelling play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where I'm working on the DLC and they're still trying to get to the end of the main story. But with all of that said and done, how about we find someone to raid?
I have Kasume Waffles, who is a friend of the M&W community, Tiki the Troll, Colonel Sheru, and Lanny.
I've got a few people here.